Wow, wow. Maurice, how you doing?
Hey, hi. What's up? I'm good.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. How you doing?
I'm all right. Just here doing some writing, keeping myself busy.
Wow, awesome, awesome. You're welcome to the podcast, the One Student, One Book, One Author Mantra, the Global Readers Circle, the ultimate podcast that is designed to use your good office and authority to inspire and motivate a committed reader out of every global person. We are so blessed to have you on the book show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So I like you to tell us about yourself. I like you to tell us about Otto Maurice. How do I get to pronounce your surname?
Maurice McCallum. That's my last name, McCallum.
McCallum. Wow,
Yes.
wow. Tell us about you.
Well, I am 39 years old. I am a citizen of Jamaica. I was born to Guy and Diane McCallum. We lived in Jamaica for many years. Born and raised in Jamaica. Um, I'm a writer, an author, a teacher. I like to have fun. I like to travel. I like to go out and meet new people. I am a avid swimmer, an avid reader. I like
Wow.
to have fun and meet new people and try new stuff. I am a father of one. His name is Jake
Mhm.
One, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm currently writing my second book. It's not yet finished. I kind of took a break from it due to some personal problems, but I'm getting back to it soon. I'm currently writing a script right now, and yeah, that's me.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing, awesome. Well, we like you to share with us since the book show is about having you inspire your next set of target audience. So I'd like you to share with us how was growing up for you? How was it like growing up in Jamaica? Were you blessed to be born in this home that reading was just the order of the day?
Yes, I was blessed growing up in Jamaica because I had two parents who made sure that I had everything that I needed, who made sure that I had a good education, and they were the type of parents that always pushed me, even when I didn't want to be pushed. As a child, you just want to do your own stuff and think you know everything,
Yeah.
but as you get older, you start to realize that your parents were doing things the right way by you. So not many people can say they are blessed to have two parents who were there throughout the entire journey of you growing up. So I can say that I was definitely blessed growing up in Jamaica with my parents. They really pushed me to be where I am now, and they never gave up on me. So be I can never say that I was not blessed. I can't be selfish or ungrateful for the help that they gave me.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. So let's talk about your reading lifestyle. At what point did you think that reading was just this fun activity that you kept very intentional? At what point do you think you were very intentional about becoming a lifelong learner?
Well, I guess I would say was in when I started performing arts college. Really, I
Mm,
was reading, but not to the extent that I am now, because now that I'm a writer, I have to read to
yeah.
get new ideas and stuff like that. So I would say when I started performing arts college and then university and so on, the talent was there, but I needed that niche. I needed that push to do what I'm doing right now in terms of reading. My degree was in literatures in English, so I had to do a lot of reading.
Wow. Wow, wow, amazing. So let's talk about some of your favorite memories the fun books and authors you that made reading an intentional and fun thing for you? Do you have special names and mentions?
Well, I've read I've read countless books, maybe not finished them all, but I've had some authors that I've read. The most popular one for me, or my favorite one for me, is J.K. Rowling, one
Wow.
the writer for the Harry Potter series. I know other
Yeah.
people would name other authors, other important authors, but she was one for me because I'm a type of reader that loves fantasy, mystical type stories. That is why my book is the way it is. My book is a fictional story, but it's also deep in reality, Jamaican folklore.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, this is the point where I like you to take us into your book. When did you get into this publications? When did you publish your book?
This book was published last year, August. I had written this book in 2016, but
Yeah,
it took a long time for me to get it to where it was now because I didn't know how to get it published. Being a newly fleshed author, I didn't know
yeah,
the first step was to get it written. The next step was the
yeah,
hard part, was to find a publisher, to find an editor. I mean, I did some editing myself, but even I can make some mistakes. So I had to get someone
yeah,
professional, which took me a long time to get. But over time, I got it. I put it down for a while and kind of forgot about it. But I said I did all this work and I needed to put it out there because the story just came to me and I just started writing. I've always been fascinated with Jamaican folklore. I mean, countries around the world have their own folklore, and it was my point of duty to say um, that I needed to write one in Jamaica because Jamaica has a lot of supernatural stories, ghost stories, or duppy
yeah,
stories, as we call it, or jumbi, if
yeah,
you want to be technical. So I said there were many stories in Jamaica that were told, like the Annie Palmer,
yeah,
the River Muma, and stuff like that. But those stories weren't
yeah.
really told in story format. And there is one that I needed to tell that I have never yet seen in a story. So
Mhm.
the old Haig witch story. I've seen short poems and short stories, but I've never seen a full fledged story about that. So I made it my point of duty to be the first one to write a story about the old Haig witch, which is what the book is really about. But you don't really get to know about it until you get deeper into the book. So the title is just Return of the Owl. So when you read it now, you will understand why it is named so.
Okay, amazing. I love the suspense. Well, I like you to delve us into the book. What are your characters? What are you looking at? What problems are you trying to solve? Who is your target audience? Do you have this book on Amazon?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is currently on Amazon right now, and it has seven reviews so far. I'm hoping to get
Wow,
more. So it is
wow,
4.8 out of 5 stars so far.
wow, wow. You did a thing. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we have a part of the show that could be very challenging. The author on the show would have to name 10 books that have stayed with them. 10 books. Would you be willing to take that challenge?
Well, I don't think I could name 10 books right now, honestly. As I said, Harry Potter was my main one. I could say all
Okay.
7 books. I could say all 7 books. That would count as part of it. All 7 books. There is also one from an author named Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy has written many books, so I can't really name them all at once. But Tom Clancy is also
Okay.
a popular novelist who also has a lot of TV shows named after his books. Give me a minute, please.
Okay, we've been on to Author Maurice McCallum. Author Maurice is an author and a teacher in China. Well, Author Maurice, this is the first time Author Maurice has been on a book show, and Author Maurice is an author of an amazing fine book. He has promised that he is working on his next book. Author Maurice, I'd like to ask you, when should we be expecting your next book?
Well, that I can't say for now because I still have to finish it. So far, I'm at 100 odd pages. My goal is to reach 200 and uh, the 200 mark page because my first book was 250 pages. So I'm hoping to go
Yeah.
that far or probably more depending on my time frame. Um, so yeah, it's a continuation of the first book, but the titles are different, but same characters.
Wow.
So let me
Wow.
about the
Wow.
first book. First book is about three friends. It's basically this was an inspiration from Harry Potter, really. Three friends going out to save the world
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So this is about
Yeah.
three friends who are trying to stop an evil witch from destroying their town and killing babies. So the main character
Yeah.
is a 17-year-old girl named Annalisa Kelly. Annalisa
Hmm.
Kelly and her friends are Dean Walters, and the other one is was it Anna? Her name is Hannah. No, I remember. I don't remember her last name, but yeah. So the three friends are Annalisa, Dean, and Hannah. So if they're three high school friends in upper sixth form, that's a high level form in Jamaica. So they're high level students about to leave school. Kelly Annalisa is she's the oldest child for her mother. Her father died when she was younger, so she
Yeah.
has her mother and her baby brother, and she has to
Yeah.
basically help her mother. She has to basically help her
Yeah.
mother through the house when she is swamped with work and stuff. So she's in between school and helping her mother. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily see her doing much of that in the book, but it's basically told. So what happens in the
Yeah.
book is that one night her baby brother gets sick. First of all, when she left school one day, she went to a shop to buy food, and then when she was about to go home, she felt some chill. She felt something strange in the air, and then she saw a very old, ugly, grotesque woman watching her. And she was so grotesque that she ran for her life and ran towards her house. And she she didn't know what to do or what to say because this woman looked very strange, very otherworldly. So
Yeah.
forward, her baby brother got sick, and they went to the hospital to see what was wrong with him. He was burning red. He was had fever, a mark on his neck, and stuff like that. And they
Yeah.
surmised that he was just having a fever. But then days later, other babies got sick, and so it
Yeah.
started a pattern of like something is happening in the town, and
Yeah.
didn't know what was happening until some babies died, and then her brother went
Yeah.
into a coma. Her brother went
Yeah.
into a and so she was putting two and two together, and she started to link the deaths of the babies and her brother's illness to the woman that she saw, which would be the witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they she and her friends went on this journey to figure out who this witch is and what she's doing in the town and why she's killing babies and stuff like that. So it's an whole adventure that started from her brother getting sick. So she wanted to know
Wow.
how to cure him. She wanted to know how to
Wow.
cure him before he actually died. She didn't want him to die. He was in a coma, so she wanted to know how to save him. So that meant going out and figuring out how to link this woman to the sickness and other secrets that culminated into the finality of her fighting the witch and beating the witch. So the whole owl thing came about there's this thing about the old hag witch where she has the ability to transform into any living object or animal, and
yeah,
she sucks the life out of young children, babies, in order to
yeah,
become more beautiful and be more powerful. So what she
yeah,
does is she can transform into any animal or object, and she sheds her skin. She sheds her
yeah.
skin, and the only way to, well, I mean, the book is already out, so I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that's basically what it is. For those who haven't
Wow,
actually,
wow, wow. Amazing, amazing. Wow. Maurice, I like you to talk about your experience in the classroom. Obviously, on the occasion of World Book Day, we are hoping that you're going to throw more light on the importance and the significance of written words in books. So, as a classroom teacher, as an instructor, what would you say is the most significant importance of the written books, the written words, the words on books? What would you say are the importance?
the importance of the written word in books
Yeah.
is to open your mind to more experiences, more knowledge. The words
Mm,
on the page
powerful.
give you more insight into the world and things that you didn't know about. You
Wow.
know, it is
Powerful.
important to always read and know what is happening. You can learn new words, you can learn new experiences, you can find out what is happening. That is why you have a lot of books, you have a lot of newspapers, and even social media. Social media should also be a platform for you to learn and listen and read as well, not just for frivolity and um, taking selfies and doing whatever. It's also to learn what is happening in the world, to learn what's happening next or what's going to happen next, or learn what new book is coming out, or listen to the written word. Even if you're not reading it, you
Mm,
can also listen it or visualize it.
Amazing, amazing, powerful, powerful. Wow, wow. Otomoris, I get thrilled and I'm humbled that you made it far to the book show. I would love you to share to your audience how would you say is the driving force? What would you say is the driving force for you as an author, as a teacher in the classroom? How
Um,
do you how do you think that the reading lifestyle, your journey as a lifelong learner, has helped influence your life in the classroom?
well, I credit that to, again, my parents who had continuously pushed me throughout my years to where I am right now. And the main reason, my mother is a lecturer. She has been a lecturer since I was a child. So
Wow,
she has been teaching for years. So
wow,
I credit that to to the type of person I am. My mannerisms, most of my mannerisms I get from both of my parents. Mostly
wow,
it's, I would say it's 50-50 from my
yeah,
mother and my father. So both my personalities are derived from them, and how I look at life and
wow,
how I perceive things, and
wow,
what is most important to me on my journey to where I'm
yeah,
going, all of the struggles
yeah,
and
yeah,
tribulations I've been through, and, well, still going
yeah,
through, but I'm I've never given up, and my parents never gave up on me, so I shouldn't as well. And my coming to
wow,
China, due to my both my parents helped me to get me and my brother to get here, right? They helped me and
wow,
my brother here, but I credit my journey mostly to my father, who was classified as the human GPS, and my father passed away in 2022, December 2022.
wow,
So yeah,
wow,
he was mainly the reason for me and my brother to get here, with all the driving and making sure we had all the stuff that we got. and my mother, who also helped to purchase stuff and made sure that we were okay and stuff like that. If you notice in the back of my book, I dedicate the book to my father because at that time I was polishing up the book and trying to get it edited, and then he passed, and I kind of
Wow.
felt out of depression, and I decided that I wanted to finish the book in the memory of him. So I dedicated the book to him to show that all of his sacrifices, all of his driving up and down with us, all of his pushing, all of his in, intent drive to make us
Wow.
succeed, do what we're supposed to do. I credit all of that to him and my mother. Both my parents, they pushed me, pushed me, pushed
Wow.
me, pushed me to be where I am right now.
Wow.
I
Wow.
dedication
Wow. Wow.
in my book is to my father. If you look in the back of the book, you'll
Wow.
see him.
Wow. Wow. Amazing.
Also,
Amazing.
I'm also doing all of this for my son as well, who
Mm,
is also in
mm,
Jamaica. He's not here with me, but
mm.
yeah, everything that I'm doing now with the writing and the teaching and everything, I'm doing for him as well.
Wow. Wow.
And for
Well, let's talk about
siblings,
your.
my other two siblings who are in
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Wow. Wow. Let's talk about your student in China. How is China? How are you enjoying China? Being a teacher in a strange land. How do you cope with their food, their language, and their mannerism?
Well, China is a new culture. The culture shock is still there even after being here for 4 years. But I've adapted to
Yeah.
certain things. Still not very keen on the food. Some of the foods I eat, some I don't, because I tend to cook for myself. And the language
Wow.
barrier is still strange because there's a lot to learn. I only know a few words, but not to the point where I can have a full conversation. The students tend to understand a bit of English because you reinforce certain words for them. I was teaching
Yeah.
primary school when I came here, and it was a bit easier for me to teach primary school students because these students are a bit older. Now I'm teaching
Yeah.
kindergarten, I'm teaching babies, so it's a bit difficult
Mhm.
because as
Wow.
babies don't really care about what you're doing. They just want to play, and their attention span is very
Yeah.
limited, so they just want to play, run up and down and stuff,
Yeah.
and they cry a lot because these babies have never left their homes before. So when they come to school
Yeah.
now and they see strange people, they tend to cry, so they want to go home back to mommy. So these are
Yeah.
babies that you have to take care and try to gain their attention, and their attention is grabbed mostly by playing music and playing games. Most of the times they don't want to learn anything, they don't want to hear any words, or if you're teaching them words, it has to be something that is interesting to them, like learning letters or learning certain words,
Wow.
alphabets, numbers, symbols.
Symbols.
So
Wow.
if you're playing certain games with them, that's what grabs their attention. But their attention
Wow.
is not as strong as like a primary school student or a high school student, where you have to
Yeah.
like actually teach. Teaching kindergarten students takes time and patience because these are babies. Most of the times you have to be telling them to shh or be quiet. I mean, they don't know these words unless you reinforce it to them. So if you try to get
Yeah.
them to stand in a straight line, most of them will be running up and down. So it has been a challenge.
Wow, wow, wow. Author Maurice, with this, we come to the end of the book show. But before you go, I like you to leave your last words for every manner of person who is yet to read a book. I like you to leave your last words to your fans, your readers out there who are yet to carve a niche for themselves. What would be your last words pertaining being a lifelong learner?
Well, it has always been said, knowledge is key. Knowledge never stops. Keep reading,
Mm,
keep learning
mm,
new stuff. There are always books out there, even if you're not into realism, you're not into reality. fantasy books are okay to read because it's okay to escape reality, but keep reading, keep learning.
Mm,
Knowledge
mm,
never stops. Knowledge
mm,
never ends. Keep reading
mm,
and keep
mm,
expanding. Keep
mm,
expanding your horizons.
mm, mm. Wow, 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 wow. Otomaris, thank you very much for honoring our Ivy and for lending a voice show. But before you go, I'd like you to tell us how to get your book, how to find your book, wherever any person in the world who will be streaming this, how do they get to be your number one fan? Are you a social media person? You're on Facebook, Twitter? Do you build strong rapport? Please tell us how to get to build this rapport with you.
Okay. Okay. So my book is on Amazon. The book is called Return of the Owl. Return of the Owl. Some secrets are best kept hidden. And the name is
Mm,
Maurice M. McCallum. Maurice M. That's M. My middle name M. McCallum. It is on Amazon, and my Instagram is Taurus Boss Writer 2022. That's my Instagram, Taurus Boss Writer 2022, and my Facebook is Maurice McCallum. Yeah, so my book is on Amazon. It's called Return of the Owl. Some secrets are best kept hidden. It's on Amazon right now on Kindle. It's on Kindle, hardcover, and paperback.
wow, 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 amazing. Well, thank you very much, Otto Maurice, for being our guest on the show. We look forward to have you on our webinars, on our Zoom meet and greet, and during this occasion of World Book Day, where we are keeping it a festivity. We are looking forward to have you appear on our festivities. Thank you very much for playing games on the show. Thank you. God
No
bless
problem.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, if you're streaming this, we've been onto Otomaris. Otomaris is a teacher and instructor in China. He's doing very amazing with his kids, and he's hoping that you would read his book, leave a review, and don't forget that this is the occasion of World Book Day, and the World Book Day asks the team that you can read your way up. Don't forget that you can read your way up, and the Guardian Cross community inspires you to remember that you would become the books you read and the people you would meet. So don't forget to read one book, and don't forget to meet credible authors like Otomaris M. McCallum. Well, Otomaris McCallum, thank you very much for having us. Thank you. With this, we come to the end of the show. It has been your host, Smart Steward Udo. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
God
you. No
bless
problem.
you.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.